Pete Butler from the marketing people. I want you to talk to me about your personal opinion of personal branding versus estate agency company branding in estate agency. Talk to me.
Personal brand. I mean, from my days in a estate agency, people do still want to deal with people. It's a people business. So valuers need to be out there building their own personal brand. Now, when I started in a estate agency in 2000, there was none of this personal.
You must have been a child then.
Oh, absolutely. I was a late bloomer. Not bad for 21.
No.
But yeah, it's got to be all about personal brand now because people buy off people. So they'll often come into an estate agent looking for a particular person.
Yeah, but you don't. You ring up Hart or you ring up Connells. You don't ring up Jim because how many times has a valuer moved from one firm to another and then they feel really disappointed that they don't follow them? But surely, hold on a second. Are you telling me if they improve their personal brand, they will follow them?
Yeah, absolutely. Even now today, I mean, years after I left agency, I still get people phoning me up. In fact, I had a phone call 6 months ago from somebody who I sold a house to 5 years ago, trying to sell their mum personal brand because I was in an area of Birmingham doing videos, got that instruction, sold her house above price, so on and so forth. She now is phoning me up, not the agent. She's got my personal contact details, so it's a massive must.
Yeah, but most estate agency bosses are worried that their valuers will outshine the company brand, and then the brand will almost be worthless.
There is an argument for that, but I'm pretty. The way the world is and the way competition is at the moment, everybody is like after tooth and nail.
Okay,
there are a couple of people out there that are pushing their valuers to do it.
But the problem is that when you say, it's interesting. I prefer to use the word. If you change the word personal brand to reputation, all of a sudden I think that makes it a better pill to taste. How would you like to improve your personal reputation? The problem is that how do you improve your personal brand? Because most people are afraid of these videos.
Yeah, they run for the hill only because they don't know what to say.
No one wants to look a twat, do they?
No, everyone's scared of fear, or it's the unknown. So if you go to somebody, an agent, with a script and with a process on how to do it, it's pretty.
Because I teach. I mean, it's interesting. I teach agents. In fact, I give the video away for free. In fact, I'll put a web link here. Jess, if you can put that in, where we actually teach you how to do local property market reports, where basically you take your mobile phone and your tripod and you stand down the village green.
I've seen them, yeah.
And we've taught hundreds of people how to do this, but still they don't do it because they're worried what other people think about them. I mean, you've taught loads of people how to do YouTube adverts, and they still don't do anything, do they?
That's crazy.
What is that all about?
Fear. It's all about fear of looking silly on camera.
I mean, were you fearful of the camera the first time you switched it on?
I was full of ums and ahs. In fact, I still am.
Do you enjoy being on camera?
I like being tapped up at Tesco's, going, "Oh, I know you."
Yeah, well, that's the outcome.
I enjoy the familiarity afterwards, but actually standing there in front of a camera can be quite daunting at first.
Can I let you into a little secret? I don't watch my videos back.
Don't you?
No, I don't like the sound of my own voice. I look like a fat bloke. Well, I'm a fat bloke, from Lincolnshire with a funny voice. I look silly. I look daft. I'll listen to the first 30 seconds just to ensure that when I set it all up, I can get all the wording right. But I'm here. I don't need to listen back to a conversation I was already in. Yeah, I was putting them off for 18 months as well before I started doing it.
Wow.
It's kind of scary. What did you do to get over that fear?
I had a picture of my daughter at the time. She's 17 now. Put her on the screen. So it was the Kodak ZI8 was my first camera, the old flip camera before the iPhone. But literally had a picture of her, and then the reasons why. So why do I need to make 3 videos a day? One, because of I can get more customers. It leverages.
Did you write this down on the photo?
Yeah. It was I got small handwriting, but I would have them in my head as well, going, I could put this off and not do anything, which is what most people do, or stand on the edge of the cliff and jump off, because what's going to happen? The worst thing is, no one's going to watch it.
That's it. No one's going to watch it.
So what? At that point, I'm not, so I'm like, what? So,
Guys, you just got to get out there. You owe it to yourself, even if you work for a corporate. You don't have to ask permission. Just produce videos about your local property market, what's happening to prices and rents. You can get all this information off YouTube, off Zoopla and Rightmove. Click on the link that I showed you before. It shows you how to do it, and just get out there and produce compelling content that people are interested in. And we're not talking about yourself or your firm or your services, are we?
No, the short of it is, I would come up with, when an agent comes to me and goes, what shall I talk about? Write down the top 5 or 10 questions that you get asked when you're sitting there, I'm at your home. What are the top 10 questions that you've got to ask me about this market, Chris? And then you'll reel off and then write them questions down, and then just practice talking.
A little tip for you, because a lot of people don't like talking directly into a camera, is to put somebody behind the camera to talk to.
Yeah.
And as long as they're in rough eye shot.
Yeah, if you want to do that, or you can do a video, where you can do like an interview series where you're just little bit left or a little bit right to the camera, so you're being interviewed.
Yeah.
Type of
So you're
thing.
kind of looking like this, but just get someone to talk to you, and someone asks you the question. So, and all you have to do is repeat the question back. So tell me what the biggest issues are about getting the best value for your house, which you can then cut that bit out.
Yeah.
How do you do that? Go to YouTube and type in how do I edit film on my iPhone, which you can just do in seconds, and repeat the question back. Let me tell you the top things about how to get the best value for your home. Firstly, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Is that about right? I know.
That's pretty much it, really. And as you do, like, your first one will always be your worst one.
Of course it will
Your
be.
10th one will be far better, 10 times better. And then all of a sudden you've got a bank of videos.
It's funny, if I ask an agent, if I judged you on your value and capability on your first free val, would that be a fair? You'd say no. Well, you go look at your likes of your Michelle Gallagher's and your Luke Sinclairs who are chucking videos out left, right, and centre. Their first ones were really robotic, and now they're just natural. It's interesting, isn't it?
Absolutely.
What's the one final thought would you say to any valuer or negotiator out there who's worried about putting the camera on and increasing their personal branding or reputation? What would you say to them? What's the one thought before we go?
How much more money do you want to earn this year or this month? How many more valuations do you want to take on? I'd leave it at that and then go, right, great, how are we going to do it? And then video gives you leverage to basically go, right, I want my face in everyone's face.
Yeah. Don't try and sell them anything.
Don't sell them anything. Give.
Give without expectation. I mean, look, it's interesting. Most people don't actually know how I earn my money because I don't talk about it in my posts.
Crazy.
Isn't it? Isn't it interesting? Give without expectation of return and you'll win.
Fantastic.